Welcome to Division Lesson 2. This lesson will assume that you know and understand the material that was presented in Division Basics. If you don't understand that material, please go back to that video and redo that video. Otherwise, we'll proceed forth. Again, you will need a sheet of paper and a pencil. Please number the problems. You will solve the problem and that paper on the paper, and you will turn that paper in to me to get credit for this work. So you will listen to the problem, turn off the video, solve the problem, turn the video back on, and see if your solution agrees with mine. All right, let's get started. Keeping in mind that the action of a division is to take a quantity, some amount, and then we split it into equal groups. And we find out how much is in one group or how many equal groups we can make, one or the other. Okay, let's get rid of that. All right, so we have a story problem here about McLaren and Claire, who have a spirit of giving. Good for them. I'll let you read the word problem, decide what operation to use, solve this on your paper, and then restart the video to see this solution for this problem. All right, so McLaren and Claire have collected 441 cans of food, and they're going to share that food among 3 homeless shelters. They're going to share it equally. So, yeah, there is that word, equally. So 441 is what they have in all, 441 cans to be split into 3 groups. So our strategy has been to look at the largest place value, which is hundreds, and think, can I make 100 groups of 3? Sure, because 100 times 3 would be 300. Can I make 200 groups of 3? No, that would be 600. So let's make 3 groups of 100. So each shelter is going to get at least 100 cans of food. 3 times 100 is 300. So that 300 means that McLaren and Claire have taken out 300 cans of food, and they've given 100 cans to each shelter group. And that took up 300 cans of food. It has been split into equal groups, so we're going to get rid of it. So we'll subtract that. 1 minus 0 is 1. 4 minus 0 is 4. And 400s minus 300s is 100. Okay, so now I've got 141. I cannot make another 100 groups of 3 groups of 100 because I don't have 300. So I'm going to think about putting these 2 place values together, these 2 digits together, and think about that as 14 tens. Now, if you think of the multiples of 3, what multiple of 3 is close to 14? I have 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, that's close to 14. The next one is 15, and that's too big. So we're going to go with the 12. So 3 times what would give me this 12? Well, that would be 4. But I want 4 tens. So it's going to be 3 times 40, or 4 tens. And 3 times 0 ones is 0. And 3 times 4 tens is 12 tens, of course. Minus 2 is 2 tens. So now I have this 21 left over, 21 cans of food that I still need to split between the 3 groups. And I know that's a multiplication fact. I know 3 times 7 is equal to 21. So McLaren and Claire put another 21 in each group for a shelter, and they have no more cans of food to share. So let's see how many cans of food are in each shelter. 100 cans, 40 cans, 7 cans. So 147 cans of food will go to each shelter. Now, if you remember how to check Do you remember how to check? We do check our work to see if it is correct by knowing that we have 147 in each group, and we have 3 groups. So 3 times 7 is 21. We group the 2 tens. 3 times 4 is 12. 13, 14 tens. We group the 100. 3 times 100 is 300, plus 1 is 400. Yep, that's 441. That's 441, so our work is correct. Good job, McLaren and Claire. Well, the spirit of giving is alive and well at R.J. Longstreet because Andrews Scout Troop has collected 6,441 cans of food. I'll let you finish reading that word problem, decide how to solve it. Solve it on your sheet of paper while the video has been stopped, and then restart the video to check your answer with the video's answer. Okay, well, my total, or the whole, is this 6,441. And again, we're going to share this equally between 3 shelters. So let's get started. It's 6,441 cans of food to be shared between 3 shelters. So again, I'll look at my largest place value. That's thousands. So could I have 1,000 groups of 3? Or 3 groups of 1,000? Yes, I could, but that's only 3,000. If I can have 1,000, could I have 2,000? Well, 3 times 2 is 6,000. So I have more than that. So yeah, I surely could. So I could have 3 groups with 2,000 in each group. 2,000 for each shelter. Now, 3 times the 0 ones is 0. 3 times the tens is 0. 3 times the hundreds is another 0. And then 3 times the 2,000, 3 times 2 is 6. So I know that's 6,000. So Andrews Scout Troop has now taken 6,000 cans of food, and they have split them equally between the 3 groups. So we need to find out, what do they have left to still divide equally. So 1, 4, 4. All right, so my largest place value is hundreds. So my question is, could I have 100 groups of 3? Yeah, because 3 times 100 is 300. I couldn't have 200 because that would be 600. So let's do 3 groups of 100, and we'll put 100 cans into the box for each shelter. So 3 times 100 is 300. And we have 141 cans to still be divided between the 3 shelters. So I cannot have 100. I can't do 3 times 100 because that would be 300, and that's too big. So I'm going to think about these 2 digits sitting together. And I'll think of that as 14 tens. What multiple of 3 is close to 14? 12. So I would like to have a 12 here, but that means it's 12 tens. So I've got to do 3 times 4 tens, or 3 times 40. So 3 times the 0, 1 is 0. 3 times the 4 tens is the 12 tens. There's 21 cans of food left to be split between the 3 shelters. That 21 is a multiple of 3. So 3 times 7 is 21. So we take those 21 cans, split them between the 3 shelters, 7 in each to each shelter, and we've now shared equally all the cans of food. So how many are in each group, or how many is in one group? Right there. So 2,000, only 100, 4 tens, and 7 ones. So each shelter is going to get 2,147 cans of food. Whew, good deal. Now let's check our work though. We know we've got 2,147 in each group. We know we have 3 groups, so we multiply to see if we get our total amount again. 3 times 7 is 21. Regroup the 2 tens. 3 times 4 is 12. 13, 14 tens. Regroup the 100. 3 times 1 is 300, plus 1 is 400. And 3 times that 2,000 is 6,000. So 6,441. There's a match. So we know we did that work correctly. Notice the numbers here. In the last problem, you had just this 441. And then in this problem, we added the 6,000. So notice the quotient. What happened with the quotient? Yeah, we just add another 2,000 to that quotient. Interesting pattern with the numbers. Okay, on to problem number 3. Okay, here is problem number 3. Again, we've got Malik and Noah who are going to share treats at the animal shelter. Go ahead and read the problem, stop the video, solve the problem, and then turn the video back on to check your answer with the video's answer. Okay, so Malik and Noah have 545 doggy treats in all. And they're going to give each dog 5 treats. So we want to know how many groups of 5 are inside this 545. So that surely is a division problem. So 545, and we're going to have groups of 5. So again, our largest place value is hundreds. And so we're going to see if we can make 100 groups of 5. And we sure can. But I'm going to straighten out this line first because that's really crooked. All right, so we could have 100 groups of 5. So that would take care of 500 of the treats because 5 times 100 is 500. Now you want to think about they have taken 500 of those treats and put them in the groups of 5. Those are done. They're gone. We want to know what we still have left to put into groups of 5. Now we've got 45 left. I know that 45 is actually a multiple of 45. 10 times 5 is 40. So 9 times 5 would be 5 left. So 9 groups of 5 would be 45. And we have shared all the treats equally. There's no more to share. So they can give doggy treats to 109 dogs. Oh, that's a lot. They may end up giving them to the cats too. Let's check our work though. We know we have 109 dogs and each dog is getting 5. So we multiply 5 times 109. 5 times 9 is 45. And 5 times 100 is 500. So yeah, that checks out. Good. Excellent work. Let's move on to problem number 4. Okay, welcome back. Here is problem 4. Somebody's getting some reading count points here. Actually, 3 students did. So go ahead and read the word problem, stop the videotape, solve the problem as best you can, and then restart the videotape to check your answer. Okay, so actually 7,844 reading count points were awarded, and they were given to 3 students. So we're going to split those points equally. So 7,844 is our whole amount, our total, that we're going to split between 3 students. And we want to know how much did each student get. So I look at my largest place value, which is this 7, and 7,000. And so I'm wondering, can I make 1,000 groups of 3? Well, sure, that's 3,000. But can I make 2,000 groups of 3? So 2 times 3 is 6, but it's thousands. So sure, I can. I can have 3 groups of 2,000. Each student can get 2,000 points. And 3 times 0 ones, 3 times 0 tens, 3 times 0 hundreds, and then 3 times 2 thousands. 3 times 2 is 6. So those 6,000 points are taken out of our whole because we've already put them in 3 different groups. So now I have 4 tens, 8 hundreds, and 1,000 to still split between the 3 groups. Now I can't do 1,000 groups of 3 because that would be 3,000. So I'm going to look at this 1,800 or 1,800s and think about multiples of 3. Well, I know that 5 times 3 is 15, so I could do 3 groups 500 and give each student 500 points. 3 times 0 ones, 3 times 0 tens, 3 times 500 is 1,500. Now let's see what we still have left to split apart. 800 minus 500 is 300. So now I've got 344 to still split between the 3 students. That's easy. I can give each student 100. So 3 groups of 100. 3 times 100 is 300. How many do I still have left to split between the 3 groups? Well, 44. So that I know is I could have 3 times 10 because that's 30. So let's do that. 3 times 10, which is 30. And that would give us 14 points to still split in between the 3. If I think of multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12. And I know that 3 times 4 is 12. So I split out 12 more, and that gives me 2 points as a remainder. That's interesting. Somebody must have gotten another 2 points. But let's see how much each one got if they split it equally. 2,500, 600, 10, 14. So 2,600s, 1 tens, and 4 ones. So each student got 2,614. Now let's check our work. If each student got 2,614, and we had 3 students, 3 fours are 12, regroup the 10. 3 times 1 is 3, is 4 tens. 3 times 6 is 1,800s, regroup the 1,000. 3 times 2 is 600, 7,000, 7,842. Oh, that does not match the 7,844. Oh, wait. The 2 remainder, I've got to add that because that was in the total amount. 2 plus 2 is 4, 4, 8, 7. So 7,844 does match with what the points that we started with. So, hope you got the right answer. Good job. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, here is problem number 5. It looks like Mrs. Watson has some candy canes, and Malachi and Isaiah are going to help her equally share those candy canes. So, stop the video, read the problem, solve it, and then restart the video to see if your solution agrees with this one. Okay, so Mrs. Watson seems to have 1,148 candy canes that she's going to split equally between the 4 fifth grade classes. And Malachi and Isaiah are great math students, so they can help her figure that out. So we have 1,148 candy canes to be split, that's a comma, to be split equally between the 4 classes. Now I know I cannot give each class 1,000 because that would be 4,000 and I only have 1,000. So 4 groups of 1,000 does not work. I could do 100, but that would only be 400. That's pretty far away from 1,100. So I could do 200. So let's give each class 200. And that would be 4 groups of 200, which is 800. And then I would subtract to see what we still have left to give out. 8 minus 0 is 8. 4 tens minus 0 tens is 4. And 11 hundreds minus 800 is 300. So Malachi and Isaiah still have 348 candy canes to give out. So I'm going to think about this 34 tens. Now, 34, what multiple of 4 is close to 34? Well, I can think about 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Yes, 32 I think is the closest one. So we'll do 4 times 8 tens, which is 80, to get those 32 tens. So 4 times 0 ones is 0 ones. 4 times 8 tens is 32 tens. That leaves Malachi and Isaiah with 28 candy canes to still share equally. 28 is a multiple of 4. So I know that that is 7. So they could give each of the classes 7 more candy canes. So 4 times 7 is 28. Nice. There's no remainder. All the candy canes have been given out. And it looks like each class is going to get 287 candy canes. Whew, that's a lot. We have 4 groups of 287. So let's check our work by multiplying. 4 times 7 is 28, carry a 2. 4 eighths are 32 tens, 33, 34 tens. Regroup those 300s. 4 times 200 is 8, 9, 10, 11 hundreds. So it'd be 1100, 1148, which is the same as we started off with. So our answer is correct. Hooray! 2 more problems and we will be done for the day. Okay, here is problem number 6. It looks like the cafeteria is doing a lot of cooking. So go ahead and you'll stop the videotape, read the problem, solve the problem, and then restart the videotape to check your answer. Okay, off you go. So the cafeteria has 989 muffins to cook, but they could only put 8 on a pan at a time. So we've got 989 muffins in all, with 8 going on a pan at a time. So my largest place value is 100. So could I do 100 pans of 8? Sure. 100 groups of 8. Well, that would be 800 muffins. And how many muffins do we still need to put into groups of 8? 9, 8 tens, and 100. So I have 189 muffins to still put into groups of 8. I can't do another 100. So I'm going to think about these 2 digits together as 18 tens. And I know that 8 times 2 is 16. So that's pretty close. So I think I will do 20 groups of 8, 2 tens. 8 times 0 ones is 0. 8 times 2 tens is 16 tens. So that would be 160 muffins that we will have put into groups of 8. 6 is 2. So now we have 29 muffins. So the closest multiple of 8 to 29 would be 24. So that would be 3 groups of 8. 3 times 8 is 24. And then we have 5 muffins left. Those 5 muffins are going to go on a pan all by themselves. So let's see how many pans we've made, how many groups of 8 we've made. 123. So 123 pans of 8. Now to double check the work, it would be 8 groups of 123. 8 threes are 24. Regroup the 2 tens. 8 2 is 16, 17, 18 tens. Regroup the 100. 8 times 1 is 800. 984, which does not match this 989. What do I have to do to get to that 989? Did we make a mistake? No. We just have to add in that 5 that was the remainder muffins that wouldn't make another group of 8. 4 plus 5 is 9. 8, 989 muffins, which is exactly what we started off with, so we're good to go. Great, last problem coming up. Okay, here is problem number 7. So, looks like I've got a lot of math problems to do this year. So, stop the videotape, read the problem, solve it on your piece of paper, then restart the video and check your solution. Off you go. All right, so I have 7,028 math challenges to give out, and 4 lucky students are going to get to have some of those challenges. They're going to share them equally. So I have 7,028 in all, and we're going to share them equally between 4 students. So my largest place value is thousands. So could I make 1,000, give each student 1,000 questions? Sure. So I could have 1,000, So I could have 4 groups of 1,000. And of course that's 4,000. And then we have 8, 2 tens, no hundreds, 3 thousands, 3,028 challenges to still give out. So I can't give each student another 1,000. So I'll look at these 2 digits together as 30 hundreds. What multiple of 4 is close to 30? Well, I think I did this a few minutes ago and found out it was 28. So, but it's 20, it would be 2,800. So I would have 4 groups of 700, because 4 times 7 is 28. So 4 times 7, 4 times 0 ones, 4 times 0 tens, and 4 times 700 is 2,800s. That leaves 8 to regroup. So 228 questions to still split between the 4 students. So again, I'm going to think of this 22 tens together and think what multiple of 4 is close to 22. Well, 20 is, and I know 4 times 5 is 20, but it's 22 tens. So I need to do 4 groups of 5 tens, or 50. 4 times 0 ones is 0. 4 times 5 is 20 tens. So I have 28 questions to still give out, and already done that fact. 4 times 7 is 28. There are no more challenges to give out, and I have given out 1,757 questions or challenges. To check the work, it would be 4 students. Each student gets 1,757. 4 sevens are 28. Regroup the 2 tens. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 is 22 tens. Regroup the 2 hundreds. 4 sevens are 28. 29 30 hundreds. 4 times 1,000 is 4, plus the 3 would be 7,000. So 7,028 is exact what I started out with. And so we are good to go. Congratulations. You have completed this assignment. Please make sure you turn your paper in. Put your name on your paper. See you at school.